Good afternoon, you guys. Shannon here. How are we doing today? I'm so excited to be here. Pulling up our Facebook group. Love it, love it. So I can see your comments. Oh my goodness. Still having your butt in. All the things, right? Oh my gosh. Welcome to our conversation today. And as you know, we always talk about emotional wellness and resilience, right? My business name is My Resilient Wellness, and we are here to create a different way of being. Creating resilience is one of those amazing ways. So welcome. As you pop in, put it in the chat, say hello, how are you? If you have questions or comments, put it below here, and I will get back to you with any of your questions as they come up. So the discussion is, how do you build resistance for your emotional wellness? And maybe what kind of tools or tactics can we create to enhance our emotional well-being? And that's what we're here for every single week, right? So how do you manage stress? How do you cope with change and uncertainty? Have you guys felt the uncertainty in the world, right? We've talked about it. And how do you find those humans, your tribe, right? And lastly, I really feel like self-compassion gets to get in here. Okay. So we're going to talk about a little bit of these key points. And the reason this has come up for me is I kind of do a check-in every year. I do it in January, of course. We always do our New Year's resolutions, our way of being that we want to change for the next year, right? But I really take a kind of a check-in, gathering information around my birthday. And this last weekend was my birthday, and I got to check in, evaluate how I was showing up for my tribe, for my family, for myself, where I was putting energy, and if the energy was flowing back, right, with ease and flow. And if there's a breakdown in your energy, where is that showing up for you, right? What is underneath that energy flow or breakage, if you will, right? And so building resilience, how do we adapt to the ever-growing, ever-flowing, ever-evolving world as we know it? I know there's so much uncertainty out there. I know for a lot of my clients, we still are looking at influencing our body because of there's been like a sickness threshold, and we're kind of stuck in getting through some staleness or some stickiness that is attached to us, right? And I think that when we come through winter, we kind of talked about preparing for fall and winter, or we go into this fall and this hibernation mode when we go into winter, and maybe we got stuck there, right? Maybe we didn't clear the clutter as we came into the new year, and we still have a massive amount of clutter, whether that be cluttering in our brain, cluttering in our calendar, clutter in our home, however that looks to you, it still takes up bandwidth, right? And I know it sounds really weird and might not make sense, but the more clutter you have around you, the more clutter you have in your brain, and the less bandwidth you have. Everything is connected, right? The energy around you, the energy that we create, how you show up for yourself, your self-care, your emotional wellness is all connected to your environment, right? We talk about our environment a lot, right? So if we need help or we need a way of managing our stress, because a lot of times our sickness is connected to our stress level, right? If we are sick all the time, there is an emotional connection to that. If we're sick for longer or our bodies are taxed for a long period of time, we get to check out our emotional state. Like, what is going on for us? Why is our body tapping us? Basically, we get to listen and we get to tap into that, get aligned with what is going on emotionally, because we get to pour into self-care to create that change, right? You guys, life will always hit us sideways. We have this conversation all the time, right? But life hits us sideways, and we have our stories, we have our programming, we have our original thoughts that create our todays and our tomorrows, right? What I thought about this last weekend was, first of all, I did absolutely no adulting, right? I let go of everything. I didn't open my book bag. Did I bring my stuff? Yes, I brought my stuff. And I connected again from Friday to Sunday. I let Friday at like 1. I let everything else go, and I didn't pick it up until Sunday afternoon. And so I gave myself a break. I gave myself a social media break. I gave myself a break from creation and things that took brain bandwidth. And I poured into my relationship and what I wanted to create in the moment, right? That was my birthday. That was my gift to myself, was just be where my feet are. And I think that gets us rejuvenated. Okay. It gets us back into believing or being ourselves, and gets us back into alignment. But how do we break free from our programming? How do we break free from the life's chaos and the stress? I sat in a waiting room this morning at a doctor's office with my sister, and the only thing on the TV, they turned the TV on. So grateful for that. The silence was better. I just want you to know. But it was all negative crap, right? And the energy in the room was impossible to sit in. I was grateful that we got called back. But like, if we're sitting in that noise, we're only going to create that around us, right? And so maybe we don't hear in this community. Maybe you don't sit and listen to the news. I know we can't have a blind's eye as well. We get to be connected. So pieces of connection, right? Not hours or days of connection to what's going on in the world, because you can absolutely create whatever you want to create, right? And that will also get us taxed and sick when we're constantly pouring that fear and that upheaval that is going on in the world around us all the time. If we pour that into our brains, we create more of that in our brains, right? So what I wanted to talk today is about bringing in supportive relationships. This is an absolute key point to emotional wellness, is the humans that you are connected with the most, your friends, your tribe, the people that will cheer you on when you're winning, will cheer you on to get better when you're not winning, the people that are true and true through and through your tribe. And how do we connect to these humans? How do we connect to the people, to the table that is going to enhance or move us forward? Is being honest and forthcoming and vulnerable, and just bringing things out that maybe are messy middles that can be guided and helped by other people. I have somebody at my front door. And anyway, so how do you find your tribe? How do you find these fellow humans that can absolutely enhance your emotional state, right? We get to have 3 a.m. friends. We get to have 4 a.m. friends. We get to have friends that are going to bring us forward in the dark days, and friends that are going to run with us when we're creating something massive, and we're super excited about it, right? But also we get to find those friends that are going to create the stability when we have questions, right? We get to be at the mastermind tables with people that are like us, or maybe even one above in the business goals, or one above in the emotional goals, or one above in the mentors. Like, they've been where we've already been, right? Like, the biggest ways we can move forward is hiring the mentors and the coaches and the humans that have done what we want to create, right? They're already up there where we want to go. And they bridge that gap for us, right? Those are the humans you want to sit with at the table, because no matter what, no matter if it takes you 7 years to grow your resilience, no matter if it takes you 7 days to get out of your funk and want to get out of it again, right? Your emotional wellness is a wave of emotions. We get to find those humans, and we get to masterfully be vulnerable to connect to the right people, right? If we're faking it, if we're like an Instagram reel and we have filters everywhere, and it just creates it's a hiding. It's like a armor that we're showing that's not the real you, right? You're never going to be able to find your tribe or find those beautiful humans that will cheer you on no matter what if we're not authentically us. Does that make sense? Is that landing? And so that's today's conversation. Do you have your tribe of humans? Do you have those 3 or 4 a.m. friends? Because friends, this is going to get you to where you need to go. It's going to remind us that we are meant for more. It's going to remind us that we're not alone, because that came up for a client today. Like, I have always thought that I was alone in this, right? My money mindset was always this way, and I was always going to be this way, and I was alone. And I was like, sister, you're not alone. So many humans in the world have this relationship to money, right? And that's not our conversation today, but you get to feel connected. You get to know that you're not alone, and you get to be honest, authentic, and real. And that's how we connect to the right people that need us in our coaching programs, that are going to help align us on our worst days and help cheer us on our best days, right? And so that is how one of the key ways we can create emotional resilience is to be connected to your 4 a.m. friends. Does that make sense? Any questions there? Oh my goodness. Hello, Messina. I'm so glad you're here. So incredibly glad you're here. So building those supportive relationships is key, especially when the world around us is chaotic. And I don't even know, there's always going to be something. So the world around us is always going to have chaos, right? There's always going to be a transition. There's always going to be a new thing that's going on in the world. There's always going to be a new presidential race. There's always going to be something happening with the stock markets. There's always going to be something. And what we think about, we bring about. Our words freaking matter. And I'm not saying that we have to be positive all the time. I let somebody rant today, but the thing is I'm listening to another book, and it is a story of I Am. And we actually can think about things. We do not have to be positive every single day, because that is perfection is an illusion, right? We cannot be positive every single day. And I know I come on here and I talk positivity and I'm like, belief, right? Which comes out a little judgy. I apologize. I don't mean to be that way. But what I'm saying is, we don't just say all of the negative things to 5 people and just repeat them. We can think them, can absolutely vent to our 4 a.m. friends or the humans in our community and be like, okay, today was a shitty day, right? But I am creating this, or I am a beautiful human, or I am going to the gym, right? So like, there's different things we can think about. We do not have to be perfect in our positivity. We get to speak where we want to go. So our words do absolutely freaking matter, right? And that our words matter to connect us to the most amazing, emotional, supportive relationships that we can find, because we're going to connect to the right people when we can be authentic with our words, right? All right. And self-compassion. Self-compassion. I had a moment, and I even brought it up last night in conversation, that we all have imperfections. We all have goals we want to create. And we all have times where we're like, well, I missed that mark, right? Or thoughts of, I am this age, I'm 45 years old, and I should be this, and this by now. Anybody else feel that? Right? Another connected way that we all feel that we should be further ahead in life, or I have purchased this coaching program, or I have this mentor, or I've been in business this long, or my kids are in college, I should be able to do this, this, and this, right? Or have created this, this, and this already. And the goal absolutely can be your vision of your dream board. The accomplished date doesn't have to be a certain date. That can be reframed. That can be edited. The end date doesn't mean the goal is off. It just means we get to pivot and we're just one step closer to reaching that goal, right? That, my friends, you're not alone with either. There are so many humans, no matter if they are a diamond in doTERRA, doesn't matter if they are the woman that you think is like the most amazing mother that you've ever met in your life, right? She had to go through the same steps that you want to go to get there, right? She created the bridge of, oh my gosh, I want to be this human that is like Betty Crocker and the best clubhouse mom ever, and her house is clean and she looks like she has it all together, right? Doesn't matter what your goal is. You just means that your time is off. But ladies and gentlemen, the reframe is, we were supposed to be there at a certain time, and that is like a control thing, right? So giving ourselves self-compassion of, we have done these things in the right time that we needed to do them. We are right where we're supposed to be, because that is when the universe and God and spirits wanted us to be here. We are here to learn a specific journey and to be in this alignment. And the self-compassion or the resilience or the realization is, we get to be in the here and now, not worried about yesterday, not worried about tomorrow, but we get to create what we are here to create today. And I posted a thing last week and the week before, and it's your $10 million day, right? We talked about this last week. Your $10 million day is today. And I was listening to the book today, and it was, if you put all the things that were together in our body, our ligaments, our tendons, all the things that are in our body, our average human body is worth like $6 million, right? If we're going to put a price tag on something, an average human is worth $6 million. Maybe you're worth more than that because you're taller than I am, but I'm like an average sized human. I'm like 5'4", right? And maybe you guys are thinking that's really short, Shannon. Shannon, you're really short. I feel short some days. You're meant to be the human you're meant to be. The person you see in the mirror, you're meant to be that person, right? And you're meant to go through the journey it's already written. It's already been written. We're just going through the flow of our journey that we were supposed to be on. And we're here to learn every single day and enhance our possibilities every single day. So when we get frustrated and we're like, we should be further along, sit and give yourself grace. Sit and give yourself some self-compassion and write down what you want to create and get back aligned with your vision, because that's going to give your emotional bandwidth back, right? Take out that clutter in your brain. Take out all those negative words that you're thinking of and swap them with the positive vision that you have for your life or your emotional state or your family, right? Maybe it's, I want to live without anxiety, right? What are the key things that you can do to establish a better flow of energy for your day so you don't have those times of high anxiety or panic through your day? Maybe it's setting your day up for success the night before. Maybe it's creating more time in your day so that you're not rushed hour to hour to hour to hour, creating that panic and that anxiety for you. It is a creation of intimacy, right? Get connected to yourself, get connected to what you want to create, to your emotional state and what you personally need, right? And when you do that and you give that gift to yourself, what you personally need for your emotions, you give that option for other people as well. When you love hard on yourself, you can love others with the same compassion and amount. Does that make sense? That's where I am today. Staying positive, absolutely. Doesn't mean you're positive every single day. Doesn't mean all day long you're positive. It gets to be reframed, and we speak positivity. We can think all the negative stuff and then reframe it, right? Find your tribe. of humans that no matter what, they're with you, no matter what, they enhance you, make you smile, make your heart flutter, and just light you up, right? You get to find those humans. Mastermind with them. Sit and have coffee with them. Have a coffee chat on Sunday morning with them, right? You get to be positive. You get to reframe those things that happened because they're all happening for everybody. And you get to get realigned in your vision of your resilience. All right. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I get to go see my grandma. She's an amazing human. She's 99 years old. And I'm going to go visit her because this is the time that I get to today. You guys are amazing and beautiful, wonderful humans. Be you, be resilient, and be vulnerable. You got this. Have an amazing, amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.